in the early days?
The early days, I wasn't around when they first started. They did a season in the summer. So they were playing like every weekend and doing seasons that way. I didn't play. I was playing summer baseball. But I came in like 4 or 5 years into it where it was one day and it was a big tournament and a lot of people came out and it's just an enjoyable, fun time. It gets competitive every now and then, but that's what you expect when you're competing for something. And, of course, early on we had trophies.
Sure.
We enjoyed the Golden Glove, the Cy Young Awards with those, but they kind of went away. But I think a lot of us keep that stuff in mind when we're playing, like, who's the Cy Young, who's the big hitter this year.
Right.
So it's still nice to have that in the back of your head to keep going.
Right. We don't give out the awards, but still. No. Everyone can. By the end of the day, we've pretty much come to the agreement that this is the Cy Young winner. You might not have a Gold Glove, but a Silver Slugger.
There's going to be some kind of made a spectacular play, and everybody's going to be talking about it. So
and that's without fail every single year.
Every year.
You've been an A player, right? Meaning.
I don't know how, but yeah.
You're a team captain, so to speak. You've never been a dominating pitcher, but you can always find the strike zone, or you can find a teammate who can find the strike zone.
I've won 2 years.
Okay.
All right. My first year I won was the year of the wind. Can't remember what year that was, but the wind had picked up. I was able to cut a lot of balls that barely hit the strike zone, so I pitched my way into the championship there.
Yep.
And then my last one was, 3 years ago?
So
it was against Jacob. Sorry, Jacob. But, I mean, honestly, he probably had the better team. We probably won and only had one hit.
Yeah, it's wild, walked in 11 straight runs or 11 straight batters or something like that.
Well, I will say, I didn't really pitch that year. Christian Mabry he was my pitcher. I'm like, I can't do it no more. You get older, the arm starts to fall off a little bit.
And we saw plenty of that at spring training with JB. Really, he said he was trying to get somewhere between loosening up his arm and throwing it out. So I don't know how far he got there. But JB, Wally, Jacob, I think, inarguably the 3 most dominating pitchers in the league's history.
Absolutely. I know Wally's kind of slowed down a little bit where he don't throw as hard as he used to. I was able to get a couple hits off of him in home runs last year, but, I mean, when he brings his stuff, he's tough to hit. Then, of course, JB, he wins the Cy Young, it seems like almost every year. Him or Wally, he's got a nice rise ball, has some nasty movement on his stuff. When he's hitting the strike zone with that, he's tough to hit.
Over the course of your career, you've been in the top 3 to 5 of batting average every season. You've led the league in home run, in that top 2 or 3 in home runs as well. What's been the key to your consistency, your longevity?
I think for me, it's you can't get carried away with swinging at everything. You have to be a little patient. If people are struggling to find the strike zone, they're going to give you a pitch that you can hit and then hit it, and you got to take advantage of it. Because if you don't, then you're in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
So I will say that's my key. I just took advantage of if they got down the count, I expect something good, and then take what I got.
Yeah. You see a lot of newer players to the league get in trouble. They fall behind 0-1 or 0-2 because they find they get a pitch that maybe doesn't have the velocity, but by the time they've made the decision to swing, the ball's just in a totally different area code.
And, of course, if you're seeing JB and Wally for the first time, it's a different. I've seen them for, 15 years now,
Sure.
So you start to get a familiarity with them.
Just when you think you've got them timed or you figured out, what they're throwing, they'll,
They come up with something new somehow.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand how they're so creative with the pitches, but it's impressive. Mm-hmm. So we're 20 years in.
We've had a great group of core people that come year in, year out. That helps with everything, and we try to. And when people get older, we're trying to get young people in here to play, kind of take over, if you would.
Sure.
But we want to grow this as big as we can. We want it. We think it is the best wiffleball league in the world, and we want to grow it and make sure it is the best wiffleball league in the world. And I'm hoping we have a big turnout. We're going to have some newbies, I think, that are just going to come out and could do well. I'm hoping we have our first foreigner, if you would, from New Zealand out there playing some wiffle ball. So we're going to take this worldwide.
Hey, that's got to be the goal. The league has found its home at Cofer Field. What do you see in the future for that venue?
We have found a great home at Cofer Field. He's got a nice wall set up. I'm hoping it's big enough for the banner that we hope to unveil. So it might not be, but we're going to find a place for it. But like I said, it goes back to that core people. That core people's on that banner that we want to display. So something, a little memorabilia for us, for people to see and everything like that. But I think going forward, this could get bigger and bigger. Yes, we're getting older and older, but we stay young at heart. And if we can get some of these young pups to come up and keep it going, we'll be ecstatic.
How is it that the guys who a lot of people have written off, including myself, as over the hill or whatever, how are they able to make the league competitive every year?
Of course, they stay young at heart and they want to be able to do it, and they want to prove people wrong. When you get older, I can hang with these young pups, and that's their mindset. That's my mindset. I know I can't dominate people on the mound like I can't say that I ever did, but one year I did. But I got to be able to hit the ball, and I got to be able to, and you got to keep your team up. I mean, there's been years where Wally does not win a game in pool play, but comes out and wins the whole thing.
Yep.
They get ready for the tournament.
Sure.
I mean, it's all fun and games, but when tournament times, there's like a switch they're able to turn on.
Yeah.
And I think everybody does it. We might have a state champion at Wiffleball Field, Kentucky's baseball state champion there. So if that happens, it'd be a first for a lot of us to see. He could come in and hose us all down. So I think we don't know what we're going to get this year.
What is it about the league that's so inviting to that first timer?
I think they've seen that it is. I mean, it's a good time. It's fun. It does take a lot of time, but it's the camaraderie with everybody you get. You get to interact with people you don't see often. I mean, that's kind of why we do it. And I mean, it's inviting for the female athletes that want to come and play too. We always want female athletes to come, and when they come, some of them show up and play.
Abby Van Zant that came up from Georgetown, her first year, she's in the finals, and she
hits a home run,
2 for 3 with a home run, a single, and 4 RBIs, and it's like, well, if we were giving out finals MVPs,
I know I enjoy girls. My first year I won it, I had 2 guys and 2 girls. Team half and half is what we called ourselves back then.
And that's the thing. Everybody who shows up typically finds a way to help their team, whether it's the first game of the season and that's the only time they show up, or they wait till the finals to really break out.
It's like hitting a good golf shot. It brings you back for more,
Yep.
You make a good play. You get pumped up for something. I could do this once a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm looking for this to be a really breakout year for the league with as far as numbers goes. I made the comment earlier. I'd love to see 75 people there. That's 15 teams.
Yep.
That's 15 teams. And have we had that before? No.
Right.
And I'd be anxious to see what it looks like. We may have to make another field. I don't know.
Well, he's got the room out there.
He's got 3 fields right now. That'd be a good problem to have.
It's been a blast.
Great interview.
Appreciate it.
Hope to see everybody out there September.